Been carrying burdens stitched into my spine. Trouble drink my water, one drop at a time. Hands cracked open from holding too much. Still I beg heaven for a gentle touch. Church bell ring, but peace moves strange. Some folks survive, still don't feel changed. Rain in my spirit, dust in my chest. Lord, I ain't asking riches, only rest. Lord, leave me one good morning before I go. One soft sunrise where mercy might show. I fought through shadows, I swallowed the storm. Just let my tired soul wake up warm. Last night the moon hung crooked over the edge of town. The streets were full of whispers trying to drag me down. They said that girl's exhausted, she's carrying too much pain. But I've seen rivers flood their banks and still return again. My hands are rough from living, my eyes have witnessed storms. I've worn the weight of hard years like a second skin that's worn. The world kept betting on my failure, waiting for me to fall. But every time they counted me out, I came back twice as tall. Ain't no grave for this woman, ain't no chain for this soul. I walked through fire and darkness and still came back whole. Let the thunder roll around me, let the cold winds complain. I'm built from dust and glory, and I rise again and again. I remember empty kitchens, a cupboard nearly bare, 1,000 silent prayers struggle became my song. Every burden made me wiser. Every setback made me strong. Ain't no grave for this woman. Ain't no chain for this soul. I walked through fire and darkness and still came back home. Let the thunder roll around me. Let the cold winds complain. I'm built from dust and glory, and I rise again and again. I ain't searching for salvation. I ain't waiting for a sign. The strength I've been looking for was buried deep inside. The mountain didn't move for me, so I climbed it stone by stone. And now the view from up here feels like a kingdom of my own. Every scar became a chapter. Every chapter became a flame. Every flame became a beacon, and every beacon carried my name. Ain't no grave for this woman. Ain't no silence for my voice. I've survived the hands of fate and every ruthless choice. Hear the train wheels rumbling. Hear the river call my name. I turned every loss to power, turned every hurt to flame. Let the whole world remember. Let the church bells proclaim. You can't bury a woman who was born from the storm. When the lights grow dim and the night grows long, you'll still hear my spirit inside this song. Because legends aren't made by living without pain. They're made by standing up and walking through it again and again and again and again and again. Chair still leaning where your shadow used to rest. Coffee gone bitter in my Sunday dress. Wearing through the screen, sing a low goodbye. Lord, even silence got a reason to cry. Clock on the wall done forgot my name. Moonlight crawling, but it don't feel the same. I hear your inside my head like a prayer too wounded to rise from this cold room tonight. Only memories scratching where love used to bite. You're leaving left splinters underneath my skin, and the sorrow keep knocking, won't let daylight in. I folded my pride like old church clothes, buried my anger where the wild grass grows. Still your ghost strings from an empty cup. Lord knows some women just don't give up. Sun came crawling through a broken window pane, found me sitting with my shadows and yesterday's rain. The floorboards knew my story, every crack and every stain. A lifetime full of bruises and a heart that still remained. The town said I'd be finished, said I'd never rise again. Like an old forgotten photograph buried in the wind. But trouble is my neighbor, and sorrow is my friend. And every road they closed on me became a road I bent. I learned my prayers from thunder, my lessons from the night, and every wound they handed me taught me how to fight. I wear a crown of dust and thunder, built from every storm I've known. I turned my tears into a river, and that river carved my throne. Let the lightning call my name, let the cold wind tell my tale. I've been dragged through hellfire valleys, still my spirit never fails. No chains can bind me, no lies can pull me under. I'm the woman standing tall, with a crown of dust and thunder. The jukebox kept on crying in the corner of the room, while broken dreams were dancing underneath a cloud of gloom. 100 lonely faces wore 100 different queen ain't made in comfort, she's forged in harder days. The river kept on rising, the night refused to end. But I found strength inside the places where most hearts would bend. I wear a crown of dust and thunder, built from every storm I've known. I turn my tears into a river, and that river carved my throne. Let the lightning call my name. Let the lightning call my name. Let the cold wind tell my tale. Let the cold wind tell my tale. I've been dragged through hellfire valleys, still my spirit never fades. Bartender, white glasses never look my way. Trumpet in the corner sound tired as yesterday. My red lipstick faded into bourbon stains. Trying to drink enough to quiet old pains. Men by the doorway wore a gambler's grin, eyes full of thunder, hands full of sin. But I done learned what lonely women know. Every warm fire got cold undertow. Midnight don't pray for nobody, child. It laughs at the broken and shelters the wild. You either dance with your ache or drown slow. That's the kind of truth old blues women know. smelling like cheap perfume. Got another excuse in your pocket and trouble filling up the room. You say you've been working, boy, who you trying to fool? I've seen more honest answers written on a gambler's stool. You've been riding on my money, sleeping in my bed, eating from my table, living off the sweat I bled. I ain't your mule no more, I ain't pulling your load. My back's too tired and my spirit's too bold. You can find another woman to drag your wagon through, 'cause this old blues mama ain't breaking herself for you. I scrubbed floors on Monday, worked the laundry Tuesday night, packed boxes Wednesday morning, still came home standing upright. While you sat in the tavern, talking loud and acting proud, a rooster crows at sunrise, but that don't make him an eagle in the clouds. You call yourself a man, but a man stands on his feet, not hiding behind excuses and whiskey down the street. I ain't your mule no more, I ain't carrying your shame. I worked too hard in this life to be chained to your name. You can cry, you can beg, you can wear a hole in the floor, but this blues woman ain't your mule no more. Last night at Rosie's bar, the band was playing low. That old guitar was growling like it already knew the show. The women started laughing when they heard what I'd done. Said Mama finally threw him out. I said, honey, that's just begun. Now my money stays in my pocket, my food stays on my plate, and peace sleeps in my bedroom where trouble used to wait. You thought kindness was weakness, you thought patience was free, you thought I'd keep on giving till there was nothing left of me. But a woman's heart got limits, even a river runs dry, and when respect finally leaves, love says goodbye. No more lies, no more games, no more dragging around dead weight and shame, no more crying at 4:30. I ain't your mule, not anymore. I ain't your mule no more. Hear me loud and clear, I carried you long enough, now get yourself out of here. I got my own road traveling, my own dreams to chase, and I got no room left for a freeloader in my place. The train's leaving the station, the whistle muscles glowing strong. And if you're looking for your meal ticket, boy, she's already gone. I got a brand new future walking through my door. And one thing everybody knows, I ain't your mule no more. I ain't your mule no more. With the blues at my door, same old trouble, wearing yesterday's clothes. The landlord was knocking, the wolf was at my heel. But I've been broke so long, Lord, broke don't scare me still. That man left town on a midnight train, took all his promises and left me with the rain. He thought my world would crumble when he walked away. But some women break, and some women make the earth shake. I'm the storm they couldn't bear it, the fire they couldn't drown. Every time they thought I'd fall, I came back twice as proud. I got thunder in my heartbeat, lightning in my veins. And every road that tried to stop me only taught me how to rain. Down at the tavern by the railroad track, the jukebox kept crying and the whiskey fought back. Old men talking about the good old days, young fools throwing their whole lives away. A man said, "Mama, when you gonna slow down?" I said, "When the Mississippi River stops making sound, when the stars stop burning, when the wind forgets to blow, when a blues woman forgets everything she knows." Oh, I'm the storm they couldn't bear it, the fire they couldn't drown. Every scar became a weapon, every loss became a crown. I got thunder in my heartbeat, lightning in my veins. And every road that tried to stop me only taught me how to rain. I remember cold nights, no money for heat, just a prayer in my chest and holes in my feet. I remember hungry mornings, empty pots and pans, and learning not to trust the promises of men. But pain is a blacksmith, and life is the steel, and hard times forge a spirit that refuses not to heal. I ain't rich, I ain't famous, I ain't living high and grand, but I've got something stronger than a rich man's hand. I got courage, I got backbone, I got a soul that won't bend. And if trouble comes tomorrow, I'll beat it once again. Listen, Hear that train rolling, that's yesterday leaving. Hear that thunder growling, that's tomorrow breathing. Hear this voice, that survival singing. And the storm they couldn't bear it, the fire they couldn't drown. I built a palace from the rubble of every time I hit the ground. Let the church bells ring, let the whole town see a woman who survived the darkness now walks completely free. I got thunder in my heartbeat, thunder, lightning in my veins, and every road that tried to stop me only taught me how to raise. When my days are over and my song is finally sung, don't tell them I was lucky, don't tell them I was young. Tell them I stood my ground when the whole world ran. Tell them I carried the blues like a torch in my hand. And tell them one more thing. When trouble came calling, I answered with a smile, because I was the storm they couldn't bear it. You came smelling like lies and cheap cologne, talking sweet while my backbone turned stone. Every promise cracked like drought in June. You disappeared quicker than a crooked moon. River mud, still found betrayal tangled in my blood. Pain sat beside me like kinfolk do, long enough to teach me what fire